We're in the western Pacific Ocean, on the island of Yap, one of the federated states of Micronesia, far from the busy dive circuits of Southeast Asia and the Pacific. From offshore, Yap looks almost untouched. Clear water, reef-lined coastlines, and an island that still lives closely connected to its traditions. Yap is famous not just for its marine life, but for its culture. Traditional stick dances that are still performed today, massive stone money discs carved centuries ago, and village houses built to reflect social structure, history, and respect. And beneath these waters is one of Yap's greatest treasures. Yap is one of the most reliable places on Earth to see resident manta rays, not just the occasional flyby, but repeated, close encounters that happen because the mantas choose specific places here. Most sightings in Yap center around two tidal channels on the Barrier Reef, Meal Channel and Goof New Channel. These channels act like underwater highways. On the moving tide, mantas enter the channel and hover over cleaning stations, small coral heads and ridges where cleaner fish pick parasites and dead skin from their bodies. Divers often do exactly what you see in Yap videos: drop in, settle low, and wait. And then, out of the blue, the mantas appear, circling again and again as if the whole ocean is flowing through one doorway. In Meal Channel, one of the best-known areas is a shallow coral ridge often described as a cleaning station, a natural service stop where mantas can line up in the current. In Goof New Channel, guides even nickname it the Valley of the Rays because mantas repeatedly return to a few key coral blocks to get cleaned, and that repeatable behavior is what makes Yap so special for filming. And beyond the channels, Yap also has shallow cleaning station sites that can be excellent for photography, places where you can simply sit still and let the mantas come to you. What makes manta rays so fascinating is how impossibly big and gentle they are. The giant manta ray can reach a wingspan of up to 26 feet, about 8 meters, and yet it feeds on tiny zooplankton by filter feeding as it glides through the water. They're also slow-growing animals with very low reproduction, which is one reason mantas are vulnerable worldwide and why responsible, non-contact diving matters. Females don't produce many young over a lifetime, and populations can't bounce back quickly if they're harmed. And then there's the part divers feel immediately. Mantas don't just pass by, they often seem to notice you. They make long, deliberate loops, sometimes coming close, then banking away at the last second like a silent aircraft. Many researchers and educators point out that mantas have an unusually large brain for a fish, part of why they can seem so curious and aware in the water. That sense of awareness changes how you dive. In Yap, divers are taught to do very little. No chasing, no swimming toward the mantas, no sudden movement. You settle low on the reef, watch the current, and let the ocean do the rest. And then something remarkable happens. The mantas begin to approach on their own terms. They circle wide at first, testing the space, reading the scene, and then gradually the loops get closer. Each pass feels intentional, as if they're acknowledging your presence without fear. This behavior is closely tied to Yap's tidal rhythms. On incoming and outgoing tides, nutrient-rich water flows through the reef channels, bringing plankton and activating the cleaning stations. The mantas time their visits precisely, sometimes arriving one by one, sometimes gathering in groups, stacking above the reef like silent kites riding an invisible wind. Many of the mantas here are known individuals. Researchers identify them by the unique spot patterns on their bellies, like fingerprints. Some have been seen returning to the same channels year after year, using the same coral heads, the same stretches of reef. That sense of familiarity is part of what makes diving with mantas in Yap feel different. You're not watching a brief encounter. You're witnessing a relationship between animal and place, and it's impossible not to notice how this mirrors life above the water. Just as the Mantas return to their cleaning stations, Yap's people continue traditions passed down for generations. Dances performed not for tourists, but for memory, stone money valued not for possession, but for history, houses built to express respect, rank, and responsibility. In both worlds, above and below the surface, what matters most isn't speed or spectacle, but continuity. So when a manta glides past you here, slow and effortless, it doesn't feel like a performance. It feels like an invitation, a reminder to move at the pace of the place you're visiting. In Yap, the ocean doesn't rush. The mantas don't rush. And if you're willing to slow down, neither do you. So when you dive with mantas in Yap, you're not just seeing a big animal. You're watching a whole rhythm, tide, current, cleaning stations, and these extraordinary rays returning to the same underwater landmarks day after day, beneath an island that's equally famous above the water for its traditions, the stick dance, the stone money, and the enduring village culture that makes Yap feel like a living museum.
If you would like to know more about my experience over the past 5 decades, learning and using more than 30 languages around the globe, with adventures in 101 countries so far, then please visit my website, polyglotdreams.com. There you will find my memoir, A Life in 30 Languages, translated in various languages and integrated with audio and dual readers to offer a great way to improve your target languages.